So at the event, we had some issues along the way a little bit, and one of those issues was that I had forgot to pack some parts that I actually needed to pack. And so while I was there, I had to overnight some parts from the West Coast to the East Coast to be able to get the robot running. So before this particular match against Vorion, we had some repairs to do, and it was kind of frantic to get everything ready in time for the match. So this is the test spin-ups of the 3 robots involved. So we had Disinformation, we finally got it back together and working. Johnny's robot relation, we had test, make sure everything was working there. And I got a bit of footage of Brandon testing Vorion too. So we got a lot of stuff right before the match. And it was fun. It was a good time.
It's still squirrely, but it's definitely better than it was before, you know? All right.
Smile, Johnny.
Hardcore.
All right.
Let's hear it, Johnny. Come on.
There you go.
There we go. I think the battery's a little low,
Okay.
but it's working.
Yeah. We're good.
I'm so happy with the pink.
I was gonna say, a lot of peanut bar kits don't move too well,
Okay.
so it's good to see it translate.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, kind of the point for him is to be a big distraction. So
Yeah,
I mean,
bright pink.
Absolutely. No, I'm a fan. Wow. There we go. Well, we have all 3 robots working, and so it must be time to throw them in the box and see what happens.
All right, we're already loading into cage 4, where we have our next 30-pound matchup. Let's see who we got. Oh, wow. So we have Vorion versus Disinformation. There you see Disinformation there with the large drum. Coming in from California with builder Ray Billings.
Now, I have some good news. Yesterday I mentioned that Ray, in the frenzy of packing, he forgot the box of spare parts that he needed for this competition. However, the good news is that he was able to overnight it. He has received it. He got it this morning, and he's been able to make use of it. So love to see that happen.
But Vorion's a big opponent. let's hear what Ray is thinking about this matchup with Brandon Bennett Young coming up.
I'm fighting Disinformation next, and I think if I can snipe the chain on the end of that drum, I should be able to take him out. Right now, I'm worried about tip speed. If I can go faster than he is, I can pretty well control the match and then aim where I want to.
So that was Brandon Bennett Young and Vorion. So Brandon Bennett Young, obviously one of the best builders that we have here, is just one of those grinders. Let's hear from Ray Billings, builder of Disinformation.
Disinformation fights Vorion next. Me and Brandon actually have a history. We'd fought previously, and I was able to come out on top in that particular match. So I know that he's looking hard at getting some revenge here. He really wants to get this particular match. And it's a really tough matchup. They're both plenty of energy, and the robots are they're both gonna hit really hard. We've been fighting with the robot all day today, trying to get everything running. So I'm just hoping we get in the arena and we have some big hits and we put on a good show.
There's Ray with his Minibot driver, Johnny Sumpas. You might recognize Johnny from Young Builder Award recipient of this year.
Young Builder of the Year.
Brandon looking
5,
so calm and
4,
collected.
3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
I know that Ray was still experiencing some teething issues with Disinformation. Let's see if he got them figured out. But right now we're seeing some big hits and a little bit of control here from Vorion right off the bat.
Now either way, both of these spots will advance to the knockout stage. Wow! So both these spots will advance to the knockout stage. Unless they both just obliterate each other.
Looks like Disinformation on one hand having some issues with the drive side, Vorion having issues self-righting itself. We've seen a lot of one-hit, big hit scenarios that just kind of left the other robot a little bit stunned.
Brandon calls in his one unstick from Fluffy, who is not the most nimble house bot, and is desperately trying to flip. There we go. Vorion back on its feet. Very mobile and still a very active weapon.
Wow.
And there's the belt of Disinformation, or was that Vorion? I don't even know.
Both weapons are down. Both are spinning. Their drive affected.
Wow.
And Johnny with the Minibot still able to pursue Vorion. Now he's on his head.
It's all on you now, Johnny Bahama.
Very limited mobility from both of these bots. Weapons are down. Johnny going flying. And now for the next minute and 10 seconds, it's going to be a lot of very crooked pursuing.
This is the synchronized swimming portion of the night.
It's a very choreographed dance. This is
on paper, it's a fascinating story of tip speed on Vorion and just the sheer mass and energy stored in that big drum on Disinformation. It's probably why we saw a couple of those absolutely cataclysmic exchanges at the beginning of this match.
Suddenly, Vorion has stopped. Oh! Saw a little bit of premature celebration.
It gives a little
Ray and
nudge
Johnny.
to Disinfo, who is now also jumping again. Oh my goodness!
What?
There's life in Vorion!
Oh, wow!
10 seconds left in the match!
What happened?
I don't know, but in the
can it
eyes of
move?
the judges, they are going to be very happy to see that his weapon is going again, because that's going to make their jobs a bit easier. Johnny doing a good job of getting those forks under Vorion at the end, stopping any advances from hitting Disinformation again.
Wow. All right. So, what an image to end on. Your weapon suddenly comes back in the last 15 seconds, full force, full power, but then unclear. Did he lose his drive, or did Johnny was he able to high center him on the mini bot?
Well, it looks like he drove his way back over towards the door, so it looks like his drive was working. It was just a great pin by Johnny in the last 10 seconds.
Wow.
Let's take a look at this replay. Now, at this point, both bots were spinning, and then that.
The hit that really gave both of them a lot of trouble, and they couldn't quite recover for most of the match afterwards.
There you see the belt that got stripped off of the corner of that drum on Disinformation. There it goes flying.
I'd love to hear from Brandon why he thinks that weapon was able to come back online after a minute and a half of being dead.
Well, obviously he did what he said he was going to do, and he did get the chain. Interestingly, this is the 4th event for Disinformation, and in all the previous events, nobody had ever hit the chain. And in this event, I lost the chain in every single match. So it was, I'm going to have to make some changes to try to see if I can address that down the road. Vorion, obviously, they won the match, and they went on to win the entire tournament. So I was really happy for Brandon to have some success, because he works his butt off, and it was good to see him go the distance and take the championship. And all I can say is we'll make sure we'll get him next time. If you like any of the stuff we're doing here on the channel, just go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll have some more stuff for you down the road.